wishes to be as creative, imaginative, and romantic as possible, no matter what people in authority demand. If professional matters are in your hand, then get working. Other people need to know what you think. Taurus, April 21st to May 21st. Travel plans should be pushed up the agenda, for there will be no better way to lift your morale than to dream of foreign parts. Professionally, you can probably afford to rest on your laurels, but only until the next series of extraordinary demands arrives. Gemini, May 22nd to June 21st. Some reassuring aspects to your sign make it clear that your wishes are paramount. The nature of your lunar alignments could mean that in the absence of fresh responsibilities, you'll have time to put your feet up. The clock is ticking away though, and the deadline could be here sooner than you think. Cancer, June 22nd to July 23rd. It may not yet be the right time to play your trump cards, even though the pressures are growing. You'll be able to make a bigger splash in and around 2 or 3 days' time, so hold your fire. At home, it's best to concentrate on what you can do to put matters right, rather than worrying about what went wrong. And if you're celebrating your birthday today, well, happy birthday to you. Leo, July 24th to August 23rd. There is so much that needs to be said and so little time in which to say it, but one way or another, you must prepare your grounds properly. You will very soon realize that material security was not the real issue, and in future, you may be more prepared to cut loose. Virgo, August 24th to September 23rd. You decide to alter your course of direction some time ago, but there is still time for the implications of your actions to sink in. Don't be surprised if partners are in the process of changing their minds, for they're only following your lead. You should have sympathy for their predicament. Libra, September 24th to October 23rd. Times are still busy and getting more so day by day. For a while, it looked as if you were about to turn to square one at work, but this may no longer be the case. Everything is up for grabs. Some of you are feeling worn out, but you've learned an important lesson: to pace yourself properly next time around. Scorpio, October 24th to November 22nd. This is a fine day to take care of joint financial arrangements, although it does not look as if anything particularly important will be decided. It will also be nice if you have a chance to spend someone else's money. Secret information could be revealed soon, so have your story ready. Sagittarius, November 23rd to December 22nd. During the past few weeks, you have probably imagined that loved ones and partners have taken leave of their senses, and you could be right. But then you of all people should understand their need to be irrational and unpredictable. Capricorn, December 23rd to January 20th. You should take care to deal with all routine chores, paying every attention to all minor details. That's the only way to ensure that when the time comes to enjoy yourself, all cares and hassle are safely resolved. Don't let the past blind you to the pleasures of the present. Aquarius, January 21st to February 19th. It could be a time for a breather, and you should allow partners to take some of the strain. Step in to help as when you feel you're needed. Pisces, February 20th to March 20th. It's certainly a time for some hard thinking, and if you manage to get to grips with those crucial issues, partners and colleagues may have cause for gratitude. Move fast before you lose the advantage. You may have a second chance in the future, but by then other circumstances will have changed. And that's your daily horoscope for today, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store, Main Road, Chase Village, for all your puja needs. Join me tomorrow at the same time for your daily horoscope. I am Irma, wishing you a safe, blessed, and positive day ahead. Remind yourself that you are beautiful, blessed, worth living, and ready to serve your purpose in life.
Well, it's just about 19 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And let me morning program right here on 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNL.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk. Talk Your Talk.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. I am Kenrick Jaggernaut, and yes, both Nicole Duki and myself, we will be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning, as we do on a daily basis. That is Monday to Friday, as we discuss with you the issues of the day. Let me remind you that we are broadcasting to you live from Couva in Central Trinidad, the energy capital. Let me also say a very special good morning to our international audience streaming live with us. Good morning to each and every one of you, wherever you are hearing this broadcast on this Wednesday morning. Today it's Wednesday, July 15th, 2020. And you are with the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. Note also too that you can catch us live on YouTube at RCLU 975. And also you can log on to us at 975radio.com. To get into our conversation this morning, you need to call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. Well, it's just about 25 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock. And note that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Mr. Rajendra Rampasad, the People's National Movement candidate for the constituency of Couva South. Well, what's on our plate this morning? What's on our plate? But before we get into the meat of our discussion here this morning, please allow me to alert you as to what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Remember, you can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication. It is priced at only $3 and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. The Newsday newspaper in today's edition, well, it's 64 pages in total. And on the front cover of today's edition, the big story this morning, the big story making the news. Well, yesterday both Nicole and I would have spoken about this. Patriotic Front won't contest general election. Pande's bow out. Well, I've been trying all morning to get in touch with Michaela Pandey. I hope that I can get her on the line this morning to get her thoughts on this very same matter. Pande's bow out of general election 2020. That is the Patriotic Front. The details of such you can catch on today's edition of the Newsday newspaper on page 3. And as we continue to look at the politics of the day, keep you abreast of all of the political developments taking place in the country. We describe ourselves as the headquarters for 2020 general election, the political headquarters. Well, according to the Commissioner of Police, he is saying, or rather issuing an advice to all political parties outside there, asks permission for motorcades. Now that story is on page 3. Top cop promises EBC heads strong police presence on election day. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith has told Chief Elections Officer Fern Narcis Scope that there will be a strong and visible presence across the country on the day of the general election. That is quite a comforting news indeed. So the details you can get on page 3 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. On to some crime news now. Well, charged with robbing a police officer, a 39-year-old man has been charged with robbing a policeman of his service firearm at Santa Cruz on June 18th. Charged for a Marabella murder, a second man was expected to appear before a San Fernando magistrate on Tuesday. Charged with the 2019 murder of Damien Howe, Jamal Warner of Enid Street was charged based on advice from Director of Public Prosecution Roger Gaspard. Now, those stories are on page 5 of today's edition of the Newsday. Well, this should be of interest to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Lawyers send complaint. New investigator to probe senior cop. Assistant Commissioner of Police Erwin Hackshaw, who was being investigated by then head of the Professional Standards Bureau, Assistant Commissioner Totaram Duki, has been removed as lead investigator into 3 disciplinary allegations leveled against Duki. Now, that story is on page 7. All right, on to some other stories here where we look at what is happening in the political front. UNC slams Self-Help Commission grant distribution. Clear politicking for the People's National Movement. That story is on page 9. I just want to share this first paragraph with you. UNC general election candidates say they are deeply disappointed in the National Commission for Self-Help, which they claim is engaging in politicking in favor of the People's National Movement. That story, you can catch all of the details on page 9 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Well, last night I listened to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley as he spoke at a political meeting in Barataria, and he said that the People's National Movement would have done more for agriculture in this country than any other administration. He was making the point too at that ceremony yesterday down in Moruga, where he opened the Moruga Agro Processing and Light Industrial Park. Now, that story you can catch on page 10. You can get the details there. The Anjuman Sunatul Jamaat Association, that is ASJA, has said it works with the government of the day and holds no special allegiance to any such political party. The ASJA was making this point based or with reference to a meeting which was held on over the weekend by UMA at TNT. I think it was 25 heads of various Muslim organizations attended that gathering, and they would have pledged support to the United National Congress. Well, I spoke to Imam Rashid Karim yesterday, who is the head of UMA TNT, and he said despite all that is being said, that the certain sections of the Muslim community are supporting the United National Congress. Well, we'll continue to look at that story. PEP in step with 31 candidates 2 weeks after the Progressive Empowerment Party announced their first 5 candidates for the 2020 general election. An additional 26 candidates have been selected to contest the August 10 polls. Now, those stories are on page 10 of today's edition of the Newsday. Well, we will try to get in touch with Antonia De Freitas, who is the president of Tutor. This with regards to the opening of school on September 1st. Shift system for schools a possibility. If schools cannot follow COVID-19 safety guidelines with a full school population, a shift system will be put in place for the next academic year. This was among guidelines in a health ministry document issued on Monday. Well, I looked at some newscasts last night, and Tutor is claiming that they were not consulted with regards to these guidelines as outlined by the Ministry of Health. So it's a developing matter, but the Ministry of Health did indicate yesterday, and they would have published the guidelines for the reopening of schools on September 1st. So those are about some of the stories, as I said, trending in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. You can go outside there and purchase your copy this morning. Well, I have a caller here on the line. Let me take this caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ken.
Yeah, good morning, Chris. Go ahead, quickly. Yeah.
Tutor has to know it is not a health department. There are certain things that tutor can't decide on. Right? The health service has to decide on something and you just toe the line. The next thing.
No, hold on. Let me just challenge you here a bit, Chris. Now, you are saying that tutor should toe the line, but tutor represents the thousands of teachers, and if they are not comforted by the guidelines outlined by the Ministry of Health, well, I don't think that, they may be able to function in the way that they want to. Go ahead.
No. The teachers will have to consider that any decision made by the Ministry of Health is the best interest of the children, the society, and themselves. If you find that there is something that is not in keeping with your benefit and the children's benefit, that is against those benefits, I can understand you just saying, hey, hold up, we can't go there. Because there are laws that protect people in the workplace. You understand? You have laws that protect in the workplace. But so long as it's the best interest of all, what tutor want to get more than that for? Tutor in a place there. Next thing. The ministry is saying that they may have to have a shift system to accommodate distancing and all that, social distancing and all that. Well, that kind of like confused me. Because if you put in all the children, it's the max. You full of the max in children. I see no more.
Well, I hear you.
All right,
no, but you would appreciate it. It would be quite challenging indeed. It would be quite challenging. Yes. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, good people.
Good morning, Bawani. How are you? Good morning.
I am good. Santa Claus come to town.
Meaning giveaways, goodies, yes?
Yeah, boy. And you know when you're sleeping, you know when you're awake, you know when you're bad, you know when you're good. So be good for goodness sake. But unfortunately, this Santa Claus is only delivering in specific areas and to specific people. You understand?
Well, I guess you're talking about this grant which would have been distributed over the last couple of days in San Fernando, yes?
Well, not just the grant, but the promised agricultural hub in Moruga, Point 14 Hospital, a Bagatelle Community Center, all of these things.
No, but hold on. This agro-processing plant in Moruga, it was a project announced by the People's National Movement.
Right.
Before they came into power on the campaign trail.
Yeah.
This project was in the making for the past 3 years.
So what, the building built? I can't see, I thought...
The building has been completed, and yesterday, of course, it was opened.
Right.
Yeah.
So who are these stakeholders in terms of what is going to happen when we get our first crop, whether it be rice, baigan, or tomatoes?
Well, I would appreciate that the logistics are still to be worked out.
So you open my building without... You do the cart before the horse then. You put you put the infrastructure, yes. But side by side with the infrastructure...
Well, certainly it's a project that will benefit the people of, let's say, southeast of Trinidad and more so the communities in and around the Moruga area. Go ahead.
I have no problem with that. Any community that could benefit from any project is a good thing. But when you just construct a building and you're not sure how you're going forward, then that you leave room for questions.
All right, well, let's move on to another area of concern. The Patriotic Front would have made much ado about nothing in announcing that they will contest the general election with 41 candidates. Yesterday we heard that Michaela Pandey would have bowed out of the election race, citing a number of concerns and a number of reasons. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, very, very wishful thinking by Michaela and company to say, well, look, we're going to launch with 41 candidates because you're making a promise on a name. You understand? Rather than recruiting your people and building a solid base. You understand?
Well, all right. Oh, well, I hear you, Bawani, and thank you very much for your contribution here with us this morning as we head up to the hour of 7 o'clock. Let me say a very special good morning to the lovely and beautiful Nicole this morning. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Henrik. Good morning to all listeners.
Oh, you looking so all wrapped up as you're cool, Gil, this morning.
It's very cold.
It's very cool.
Yes, it is.
All right, well, there are a number of issues which we're going to deal with here this morning. I will try to get in touch with Michaela Pandey this morning, or even Antonia De Freitas, to get their thoughts on these two burning issues. Well, we have a number of callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
And good morning to you, Kenrick.
Good morning, Mr. Bangwell. Don't call on this program this morning and campaigning, or I'm going to cut you off immediately. Eh? I want no campaigning. Eh? Go ahead. What's your take?
I understand that it is politics, and I think your station is supposed to be a balanced station.
Well, so what you're saying, we are not balanced?
I don't know, because if you want to cut me off, I don't understand that.
No, well, if you started campaigning for the UNC or even for the People's National Movement, I'm going to cut you off. Go ahead. Let's talk.
I ain't feeling mean about the People's National Movement.
All right.
I feel mean about the UNC. And good morning to the lady there.
The lady there is Nicole.
Nicole, good morning to her.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
I believe that in fairness that the Pandays and them and the Patriotic Front, I think that they understand the politics, because Mr. Pandey always say there's no room for third party. And I think the MSJ and the other small party like Carol Sipatad Beach and the cops, according to Mr. Pandey, to take a little cure for it and understand.
So what you're saying, that in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago, there's no room for third party, or rather, the third party will not make a difference.
Yeah, for many years, my brother. You know, it's for many years, not today. I didn't say that. A man like Mr. Pandey say that he's an experienced man. You understand? So, in the end of the day, I think that they do the right thing, because they realize that the country in a mess, and they don't want to disturb it or anybody to blame them after.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Let us move on. I think Mr. Manning also do the same thing that Mr. Rowley do. You know, Mr. Manning do it up in Waterfield, and he built some nice places and thing, whatever. And what happened to it after? You understand? It just, like now, it just die off, because from 15 to now, it just die off, and nobody implanted it and so forth. And I think it's PR that the People's National Movement is trying now to try to hook-wing the people then. But I believe in fairness, and I welcome that, and I hope that the people, you know, make use of it and understand that the feed the nation is important.
All right. Well, I hear you, Mr. Bang Village, and thank you very much for your contribution here with us this morning. We're heading up to the hour of 7 o'clock, just about 20 minutes here to the hour of 7.
Well, Kenrick, some interesting developments from the Prime Minister last night. He spoke about him firing Daryl Smith.
Yes, he cleared the air on that.
Yes, he cleared the air on that issue. And, you know, it's very interesting to note that it was not what was in the public domain, according to the Prime Minister.
He said he fired Daryl Smith because he would have interfered with the public service.
Yes.
Interfering with the public service.
That's right.
He ought not to have done that.
Yes.
And
he said nothing in the investigation showed that there was any sexual misconduct.
And the Prime Minister said there was no report in front of him of any allegations of sexual misconduct. So he would have cleared the air on that.
Yes.
But the Prime Minister went to Tony last night on Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the United National Congress based on her level of governance. I don't want to go into details of that, but I'm sure that people outside there would have listened to the Prime Minister last night.
Yes.
All right, so there are so many issues we're going to touch on here this morning. The Patriotic Front bowing out of the general election. The tutor taking issue with the guidelines as outlined by the Ministry of Health for the reopening of schools on September 1st. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith is making the point to all political parties that you must get permission in order to host any motorcades.
That's right.
The Chief Election Officer, along with the Deputy Chief Election Officer, Lina Sahadev, met with the top cop yesterday with the view that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service would be able to ensure that the voting process is smooth and to ensure that people wear masks when they enter into the polling station. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
And can I come here, man, please?
Quickly, Bank Village.
I think people not listening to the Prime Minister, you know.
But I listened to him last night.
No, but I'm telling you, because this gentleman still on the blame game. You see, when you fight, when you're in power for 5 years.
No, hold on. You did not listen to the Prime Minister last night. The Prime Minister did not blame anybody last night. The Prime Minister spoke about alleged corruption in the People's Partnership Administration, and he reminded the audience of what the UNC would have, or rather the People's Partnership would have engaged in. Whether I'm not here to say whether they are guilty or not. The Prime Minister just reminded the population of the level of governance of the People's Partnership. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Can I get cut in my ear?
Yeah, because you did not listen. No. I never. You see, you're talking. I the man that's cost fast enough. I don't want to behave like that this morning. I don't be. No. I just take issue with you. You know why I just take issue with you? For the past years, I give you ample time on this radio station.
Well, let me finish what I say now.
But yeah, because you tell me people didn't listen to the Prime Minister last night. How can you say that? Where's the evidence to support such?
I wanna say something.
Go ahead.
When I party in power for 5 years, they're supposed to come out and tell the people them what they accomplish, what they do, you know, to fight again, to come back to fight, to get up in power again. And you spend so much of money, and you're telling people that the UNC is corrupt. You spend so much of money, and you can't show nothing that you could do with the people money.
Well, the man opened a agro-processing plant yesterday in Moruga, you know.
Yes.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kendrick, I want to suggest something. Bank Village, I don't know if others call it all OPDs. I think you should qualify them as having political announcements and charge them.
No, that's why I told him this morning, don't come on this radio station this morning and campaign.
We are not about campaigning. We are not about campaigning at all.
To every mate is $10, 10 mates is $100. You know, send a bid. And if you don't conform, well, we cut you off, because they come and talk one thing all the time. It qualifies as paid political. It's the same thing they say all the time, same script, you know. Nothing changes. Thank you.
All right, Christopher. Thank you very much. And let me remind you, listening audience outside there, and more so, all those political parties, all those candidates. If you have a message and you want it to market, or you want us to advertise it, contact us here at 720-5858, and we will do such for you. We will do such for you. But I will not allow people to come on this program and campaign for the People's National Movement or for the United National Congress.
Any political party.
Any political party as a matter of fact. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Miss Nicole. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Good morning, friend. How are you doing? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't like that kind of romantic good morning again, Miss Nicole, this morning. I get jealous of it.
Why, boy?
And you're saying it on the air for hot my heart.
But you don't like...
Yeah, but we have to have a light note, man. We have to have a light note.
So you don't like... Hold on. You don't like to hear my sexy voice, or what?
Oh, they're close by us, sir.
Anyway, it's good.
We had a laugh this morning. Well, I heard part of the Prime Minister, but I didn't hear the whole thing. So after I read out today, tomorrow, we're going to make some comments on it.
No,
all right, have a blessed day, man.
All right.
You too.
As I said, I'm not a mouthpiece for the People's National Movement or the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. You know, I call it as I see it, and who vexed lost. The Prime Minister last night said that his administration would have done more for agriculture than any other administration in this country. Than any other administration. He even took issue with the People's Partnership based on the fact that the People's Partnership would have come from the bowels of the agricultural community. And would have done little to empower this group of people. Not my thoughts, the thoughts coming from the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. If you want to challenge him, well, you can challenge him this morning.
Well, Kenrick, in terms of the processing plant that they opened yesterday. One of our callers asked, who are the stakeholders? But had they listened to the speeches of the minister, Paula Gopi-Skoon, she would have stated that there are already 50 persons who have expressed interest to rent the plant. Therefore, they would be basically the ones who would be benefiting, and even the community in Moruga, because they would be creating jobs for the persons in Moruga.
Yeah, and that's why when Bang Village asked me, or rather said this morning that not much people would have listened to the Prime Minister. He did not listen.
Yes.
He did not listen. You see, you have to listen to and I listen to most political leaders, especially Dr. Keith Rowley and Kamala Prasad Bisesa. I listen to the both of them, and I try to extract what they would have said on the platform and deal with it on the morning program. Anyway, we need to take a commercial break at this time, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Davidson Safety Garments for all your industrial safety supplies. We supply a wide range of industrial needs such as face masks, coveralls, shirts and pants, jackets, aprons, lab coats, fire-resistant clothing, steel-toe boots, and we also do embroidery and printing. Visit Davidson Safety Garments Industrial Supplies Limited at number 163 Southern Main Road, Marabella, or call us at 289-0506, 289-0507, 289-0508, or WhatsApp us at 773-3863. Our fax number is 653-9271, or you can email us at sales@davidsonsafetygarments.com. Whatever your safety needs, we can supply.
I have journeyed.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
On the road again with U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U975 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for greater programming as we hit the road again.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed. You're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. We're moving up to the hour of 7 o'clock. That's about 8 minutes here to the hour of 7 o'clock. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of the People's National Movement candidate for the Couva South constituency, Mr. Rajendra Rampasad. And I want you to hear this message before I continue this morning. Stay with us here. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper.
Hello, I am Rajendra Rampasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Rampersad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNL.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, as we move on with our conversation. Yes, you can call us this morning at 636-7547, 227-5739. Again, those numbers, 636-7547, 227-5739. Well, as I look out of our window here in Couva in central Trinidad, I can tell you it's a bit bright this morning, but the Met Office did indicate that we can expect some showers today. So those of you, and more so those of you who are suffering with respiratory ailments, note that the Saharan dust is in the air with us, so please take all the necessary precautions. Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's program. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick and Nicole in Santa Cruz here.
Hey, good morning, Santa Cruz. How's the weather in Port of Spain, my friend?
Sunny.
Sunny indeed. All right. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, yesterday I heard on another frequency, but it was an interview with the councillor for Cedros area.
Yes.
Mr. I forget his name, but
his name is Shankar Tilak Singh.
That's it.
Yeah.
But you know what is the question that baffles me? Is that what he is about him? He's saying that, you know, he has to go and beg, the people has to go and beg for money for oil, sand, for this and that and the other. We are paying road tax. Are we correct, right?
Yes.
Every time that's what it's called. Nice. And at the end of the day, you have a central government which is responsible for the roads. I learned something yesterday. Then, you know, certain roads, what he is saying is under the purview of the local government, which is the councillors and things. And yet, at the end of the all of a sudden now, we have seen in the last 5 years, government said they don't have this, government said they don't have that. We have the previous administration, whether it's PNM, whether it's UNC. I've never heard that before. You know, that baffles me. So then how is the country being run then? You know, because look at it. For 20 years, I'm living in Santa Cruz. I'm not originally from there. I'm doing now the road now started to get paved.
And you would also appreciate that various corporations do receive the necessary allocation from central government. And as a councillor, you would make representation as to what you think a priority project.
What is a priority for correct?
Yes.
And that is across the board. Okay, when you come to work in the morning, before you and Nicole start, you will look at this is priority. You're having news. I mean, come on, at the end of the day, so what are we doing? Because sometimes it leaves me to wonder too, because my daughter has issue where she's working there. So I tell her, well, you know, I will give her a lot of advice with the respective thing to deal with. And you know, sometimes it leaves it to wonder. Is it, I mean, this is a conspiracy theory talking about, but I'm not going to try to debate that. You know, is it that, you know, they set this, what you call it, this COVID was set up in a way to literally control people, control the finances, whatever. Because, you know, things was one way and all of a sudden, perhaps they just drop on you. And everything just literally gone in a different direction.
All right, let's move on.
Sure, go ahead.
You live in Port of Spain, and I know that a number of candidates would be coming through your communities. What are they saying to you? What are they saying to you?
Well, the constituency I vote for is St. Anne's West. Yeah, right, St. Anne's West. No, East. Sorry, my mistake. Right now, it's a young lady, Miss Kenya Charles. Now she's saying that, you know, as a young person, she's trying to focus on the one is the youth. I said, that is good. I said, but you have to fix the problem that is already there. We have infrastructure. I said, after so many years, you know, fixing the road, but that is one. I said, but the small communities. Many a times you have lobbied Jagan Village, where Jagan Village is there. And those little villages may have PPO, Gasparillo, and so forth. They have been clamoring for a lot of things. If you were to drive up in Maraj Trace, you go up in PPO and Cantaro. Bad roads. All they're doing is just paving that saddle road. The old Santa Cruz road from Iron Street on the Eastern Main Road that takes it to come in there. All that is in terrible condition. Drainage is another issue. So I told her, I said, in my opinion, the 20 years I'm living here, to me, you have to, as you say, prioritize what is the main. Well, we have a water problem. For 5 days straight, some of you don't have water. So so to me, you have to come and check. That is me talking here. Because I grew up in a safe seat, technically. Back in the 80s, Tunapuna, where I used to vote in the border in St. Augustine there, that was a safe seat for the UN, for the PNM then. Even we bordered with St. Augustine was always a safe seat for the UNC.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only at certain times you would see Carlos John came in 2000. I remember that year before my mother passed away. That is the only time countries ever got paved in 26 years at the time. But they just know what they're doing.
My friend, well, let's leave it just for a while, okay? You can call me back if you want to share it. Thank you very much.
Will do, yes.
Well, that's one of our regular callers there, Nicole, out of the Santa Cruz area, talking about representation and what have you. But I made a point to him that the central government would, on a timely basis or regular basis or sporadically issue money to various corporations.
Yes.
The councillors in this respect, need to make representation, and I'm sure that they do make representation for priority projects within their community. But I have an issue which I want to deal privately, but I won't talk about it on air this morning. Because you see, sometimes people have a tendency to do things arbitrarily. And to me, that's a no-no. Anyway, we're heading up to the hour of 7 o'clock. We're going to take the 7 o'clock newscast. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion right here on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here. But before I go, I want to present this to you.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNL.
FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. Former Sports Minister Daryl Smith was not fired over allegations of sexual harassment. This was revealed by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. He was addressing a People's National Movement meeting on Tuesday night.
In my investigation of the Daryl Smith situation, there was no complaint before me, and there was no document before me that had anything to do with sexual harassment. None whatsoever. I communicated with the lawyer who acted for the ministry, and the lawyer confirmed that in his document from the union, where the union complaint was made, and where he acted for the ministry, there was no complaint in there about sexual harassment. There were whispers outside, but in those complaint, none. But I will tell you, Prime ministers don't have to tell you why they fire ministers or why they hire ministers. Don't have to. But tonight I will tell you why I fired Darrell Smith. I fired Darrell Smith for interfering improperly in the public service.
There has been controversy surrounding Smith's dismissal. At the time of the dismissal, there were reports of sexual misconduct in office, as well as a subsequent payment of $150,000. However, the Prime Minister explained what took place.
And this is how it went. He did not want to continue hiring the woman because for reasons given to the PS, she was unsatisfactory in her job. The PS would have been told that, and the PS prepared the dismissal for the person. This is an officer who is serving at the pleasure of the minister, not being part of the public service. While working in the public service, this is a temporary position that ends with the minister's own term. And the minister could hire that person or could get rid of the person. Not capriciously, of course, but if he was dissatisfied, he could have done that. When he did that, and the PS put the letter of dismissal and put the complaints as made by the minister, a letter now exists about the person, unsatisfactory performance and incompetence. He then went to the minister, to the PS, and say, you can't do that. Take out the cause. Because if she go to get another job, that will act against her.
Government has spent $90 million on the Muruga Agro-Processing and Light Industrial Park. This is according to Trade Minister Paula Gopi-Skoon. She made the revelation at the opening of the park yesterday afternoon. Minister Gopi-Skoon said this park was the first of its type in the country.
The government has invested just about $90 million in the park, and we've created close to 100 jobs in the construction phase, and even more jobs are expected when fully occupied. But more than that, we see this park as creating opportunities for business.
The Trade Minister said as of yesterday, approximately 50 persons have shown interest in the park.
So the park, which is close to forests and fisheries and agricultural commodities, will provide leasable shared space at very low rates. The park consists of 11 developed land lots, 5 lots with purpose-built factory shells available for leasing like you are in now, while 6 are undeveloped and await further leasing.
The National Trade Union Centre is not happy with the statements made by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. His statements were in relation to overdue wages increases to 89,000 government employees. The union took the Prime Minister to task for making the statements on a political platform. It viewed the statements as an attempt to attract sympathy from the public. The Prime Minister said government workers should be thankful they had a job given the COVID-19 restrictions. Dr. Rowley added that they will get what is due to them when the circumstances were right. Political parties were reminded that they must adhere to the public health regulations. Police Commissioner Gary Griffiths said that police will enforce the COVID-19 health regulations during the election campaign period to ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens. He said there should be no more than 25 persons at political meetings and gatherings. He also said that social distancing must be practiced during campaigning. Commissioner Griffiths made the statements in a media release on Tuesday. He also said permission must be granted for election motorcades. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's now time to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news in the region. The Minister of Health and Wellness in Jamaica, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says the ministry will be employing 1,200 community health aides to assist in the fight against COVID-19. He made the announcement on Tuesday during a meeting. The minister said expansion of this program is critical as the workers will assist in providing information to citizens about their role in infection and prevention control. Dr. Tufton also noted that community health aides will be deployed as needed. In some international news, United States President Donald Trump has signed an order to end preferential economic treatment for Hong Kong. This comes after China enacted a new security law there. Mr. Trump said Hong Kong would be treated the same as mainland China. He also signed a law to impose sanctions on officials who crack down on rights. China has strongly criticized the move, vowing to take retaliatory action. We hear more.
I signed legislation and an executive order to hold China accountable for its oppressive actions against the people of Hong Kong. The Hong Kong Autonomy Act, which I signed this afternoon, passed unanimously through Congress. This law gives my administration powerful new tools to hold responsible the individuals and the entities involved in extinguishing Hong Kong's freedom. We've all watched what happened. Not a good situation. Their freedom's been taken away, their rights have been taken away, and with it goes Hong Kong, in my opinion, because it will no longer be able to compete with free markets. A lot of people will be leaving Hong Kong, I suspect. And we're going to do a lot more business because of it, because we just lost one competitor. It's the way it is. We lost a very, very serious competitor that we incentivized to take a lot of business and do well. And we gave them a lot of business by doing what we did. We gave them things that nobody else had the right to do, and that gave them a big edge over other markets. And because of that edge, they've done really historic business, tremendous business, far bigger than anybody would have thought years ago when we did this gift. It was really a gift to freedom.
And that was the voice of United States President Donald Trump. Moving on to the weather now. For the period today until tonight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles will experience predominantly sunny and hazy conditions despite the odd shower in confined areas. There is a 30% chance of the odd heavy shower or thunderstorm during the afternoon over southern areas of Trinidad. Nighttime will be warm and hazy. Gusty winds, street and flash flooding may occur in heavy showers and thunderstorms. There is a significant amount of Saharan dust present in the area. Persons are advised to take the appropriate precautions. Seas will be slight to moderate with waves up to 1.5 meters in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. this morning. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as we continue with our conversation with you. Well, note that for the past couple of weeks, us here at 97.5, especially Nicole and I, we would have been covering most of the political developments, and we would have been chatting with a number of the candidates facing the electorate for the 2020 general election. And as such, with me this morning on the line is the UNC's candidate for Tabakit and the Public Relations Officer of the United National Congress, Anita Haynes. Let's take Ms. Haynes on the line. Good morning, Ms. Haynes, and thanks for taking our call this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's always a pleasure of mine to talk to you. I always refer to you, and I told my friends and my colleagues that you are one of the more dynamic personalities on the political landscape. You have a great head on your shoulder, and it augurs well for you, maybe a future leader of Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm being very serious about that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a nice way to start the morning.
Yeah, well, good morning to you. Anyway, when last we spoke, I would have indicated that rumors were circulating that you would be the candidate for the United National Congress for the Tabakit constituency. Mm-hmm. When the announcement was made, Ms. Haynes, how did you respond to the announcement? Was it surprising, or did you take it with a smile on your face, so to speak?
We would have been called by the party subsequent to the announcement, but I received the information with gratitude. I have committed to work in public service and the service of my country, and I've now been given the opportunity by the UNC to channel that service into my hometown and my home constituency. Well, so, I mean, the gratitude is immense.
All right. One of the issues being bandied about is that candidates ought to come from within their own constituency. And a number of people would have claimed that you are not from the constituency. Contrary to your thoughts, of course. You want to clear that up with us this morning?
Well, I don't know why people will say that. I am from St. John's Road, Piparo, that falls within the local government district that is covered by Henry R. Wong. Earlier years, we would have been voting in the Tambakeep constituency. The subsequent change to the electoral district has now put us in Princestown, but it is still, it's like literally one side of the street, and that change was recent. So I don't know. I consider myself to be very much from the constituency. I lived there all my life. I moved out when I went to university, but I came back home when I moved back to Trinidad.
Okay, so a woman of the soil indeed. Okay, so let's move on with our conversation, Ms. Haynes. What's the response you are getting from people on the ground as you engage in various walkabouts and in your campaign thus far?
The response has been tremendous. Key in the issue, though, I think all of us would be getting it, is that people feel like you're only seen around election time. And I think it's important that all of us who are coming into the representative space try our best to bridge that gap. I keep explaining to the persons that I meet that Tambakeep is the second largest constituency in Trinidad and Tobago. And the only way that we're going to be able to maintain constant contact is if we form community groups that can then have targeted meetings and whatnot. Walkabouts aren't feasible outside of an election season where you have to meet everybody very quickly. But we can, my main goal is to keep our large community together and to ensure that everybody's working towards national development and community development. And I absolutely think it's possible. I mean, that, and in addition to that, you have the infrastructural concerns, which I have spoken about several times, and it really breaks my heart that in Trinidad and Tobago in 2020, people still have to be complaining for basic items like roads and water, but they still do.
All right. Dr. Surajratan Ramachan, you are replacing him as the candidate for the constituency. What sort of support, advice have you been getting from him? Is he lending support to your campaign?
Yes, Dr. Ramachan has been tremendous. He has, we've met. I can call on him at any time for advice. He's given me, a little checklist of the things that are important to ensure that we get those things done. And so I am really, again, grateful for the support system. And Dr. Ramachan very early on had indicated that he saw his role now in politics as one of mentorship, and to ensure that there's a space for new persons to come in, but also for new persons to have the people with more experience to lean on. And he's really lived up to the things that he said.
Now, Ms. Haynes, you come up against the People's National Movement candidate in Michael Seals, but that being put aside, and you're also seeking the mandate from the people, or rather from the constituents of Tambakeep. What, if you are elected, what would be your immediate plans, that's your short-term goals, and also your long-term goals for the for the constituency?
No problem. The UNC has a national economic transformation plan, a large part of which is a large driver, which is agriculture, looking at things like agro-processing. And in July, well, later on this month, I will be meeting with the farmers in Tambakeep. I have met with some of the farmers in the Lycon area. And we are going to focus heavily on our agriculture sector. And we're going to show that Tambakeep could really be the food basket of Trinidad and Tobago. And in addition to that, we have a large commercial center in the Gasparillo area. And we're going to make sure we maximize our public-private partnerships through that commercial center. We, because of the way the constituency is set up, I mean, we have so much to bring to the table. We have so many spaces for ecotourism. We have spaces to really create employment in the community and to make sure that the community is really central to the National Economic Transformation Plan. So in the short term, like I said, we will ensure that there's constant stakeholder consultations, community consultations, and that all of us are working towards a common goal of building not just our constituency, but the entire country. And those will feed into the National Economic Transformation.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. You also wear the hat as the Public Relations Officer of the United National Congress. Share with us this morning, Ms. Haynes. Now, this issue would have caught the population by surprise, or even sympathizers of the United National Congress, where Tristan Bonnet is the new United National Congress candidate. Tristan Bonnet is the new United National Congress. It's candidate for Lopino Bonaire West. He would have replaced Prakash Williams. You want to share with us what's the reasons?
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. Okay.
All right. Share with us. Share with us the information this morning.
Yes, so Prakash Williams is now the UNC candidate for Lopino Bonaire. But everyone knows that prior to nomination day, there is a space for persons to be moved. You are prospective candidates, and that's what happened.
Okay, so Prakash Williams is now the candidate. That's what you're saying, yes?
He is now the candidate, yes.
And he has replaced Tristan Bonterry.
Correct.
Yeah, but there was a report this morning stating that the party needs to give no explanation, and I mean, I found that very.
No, I never said that the party needs to give no explanation. They asked for more information about it, and I said that we will not be divulging it, because you have to remember, and we're talking about human beings here as well, human beings who may have put their names forward to represent. Now, when a person has withdrawn or with their candidacy, that space now, they're allowed to have personal issues, and that I, as a party representative, may not wish to divulge on their behalf. I can't understand why that isn't, I mean, I understand the rigors of public life, but you're talking about human beings as well.
Okay. On another more pertinent issue, there have been some pockets of resistance to the UNC's candidate for Couva North, and I'm speaking to you in the capacity of the public relations officer of the party. Share with us your thoughts on this. Is it orchestrated, or is it let's say a misrepresentation by people in the Couva North constituency? Share with me this morning your thoughts.
I think that it just shows that if Trinidad and Tobago truly wants to have a democratic society where people can have always share their views and have their voices to be heard, the United National Congress is the only choice. Because in our party, you can air your grievances, but I am assured, I know that people will come together and work for a better Trinidad and Tobago. What we've seen in the last 5 years, we cannot allow to continue. Our country has regressed. We've gone backwards over the last 5 years, and I know that while people are free and welcome to air and to share their views, everybody will understand that we have to work together for a better Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, let's move forward with our conversation, Ms. Haynes. And I know you have a very busy schedule ahead of you, having been campaigning for the past couple of days. What would be your message to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, more so to your constituents in Tabaquite?
My message to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the people of Tabaquite, is that this election on August 10th is critical. Our very democracy is at stake. When I talk to people, people are telling me they are afraid to speak out, they are afraid of victimization, etc. That is not the way a country ought to be run. You should not be afraid of your government. You should be able to speak out against their inaction, the fact that you would not have been receiving things that you were promised, that you know, you look at how they treat with citizens concerned with arrogance and scorn. And so therefore we have to reject that kind of politics outright. And I urge everybody to understand how critical it is that on August 10th everyone comes out and votes for a better Trinidad and Tobago in the UN.
All right, you're talking about a better Trinidad and Tobago. As constituents of Tabakit, why would you call on your constituents or people in the Tabakit area to vote for you? Why should they vote for you?
Because I would be committed to a kind of representation that they've all been asking for, accessible within the community, and ensuring working tirelessly to build up our communities. I mean, this community leads me, and so everything I have, I owe it to my village, and I have every intention of repaying that debt through hard work.
All right. Ms. Haynes, how confident are you of returning the seat to the United National Congress?
Very confident.
Very confident. Well, you sound as a very confident woman, my friend. Anyway, thank you very much for sharing some thoughts with us this morning. Always a pleasure chatting with you, and all the best to you and your campaign, and we'll chat again sometime in the future, yes?
Thank you very much.
Okay. That's the voice there of Anita Haynes, the Public Relations Officer of the United National Congress. She is also the party's candidate for the UNC. She will be coming up against Michael Seals of the People's National Movement. Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials. It's just about 29 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And let me remind you, that time check came to you through the kind KTC of Mr. Rajendra Rampersad, the People's National Movement candidate for the Couva South constituency. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Hello, I am Rajendra Rampersad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Rampersad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as we move on with our conversation. Well, we have some callers here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Ken, how long does Michael Seals retire?
That's a good question. Well, I know he would have the new secretary of the association is one Gideon Dixon, and I would imagine that he would have retired from the association maybe less than 9 or 8 months ago. That's all I can say to you.
Less than a year.
Yeah.
And the PNM say you cannot stand as a candidate if you're not a member in good standing for at least 1 year.
Yeah, well, we still need to
wait. The police service say you can't be an active member of a political party.
Okay.
In the police service. So tell me now, if you are now a candidate, it means you were a member of the PNM while you were a senior police officer. So the PNM is encouraging this thing, so I could say the police service have other PNMites. So if
hold on. I want you to share some information because you seem to have more information on this. Are you saying that a member of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service cannot be a member of a particular political party?
Correct. It's against the police regulation.
But I know that as as a public servant. If you're offering yourself as a candidate, you need to remove yourself from the public service.
Well, as a policeman, you can't be a member of a political party. Right? That's in their regulation. So it did mean this man was a member at the time. So the question one have to ask oneself is the crime that you see being committed. Do you have policemen who are members of the ruling PNM who are sympathetic to the PNM and allow certain things to happen?
And too, Chris, there are some people who portray themselves to be independent. And I'm even talking here about media personalities and what have you, who portray themselves as being independent. But when a general election is called, these people tend to offer their hands or show their hands to be a candidate of a particular political party or any political party. I take issue with that because to me, you were just trying to hoodwink. Let me use Mr. Bangville's word. Hoodwink the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
I agree with you. And sticking with this topic, Dr. Rowley as the Prime Minister and a man who is standing up and saying, okay, we're going to change this kind of behavior. You must know this man was a member of the PNM while serving the police service. And to put him as a candidate, when your party say a man can't be a candidate unless he was a member for a year in good standing, but he was a policeman during that year, you shouldn't have him there.
And take into account too that he would have shown interest in contesting the seat for the People's National Movement in Couva North.
And going back to the question, if that is the case with him, how many people in the police service are members of your political party and sympathetic towards your political party, and that is why we have runaway crime in your district?
But then we have to also look at this document, the Constitution of Political Parties. The Constitution of Political Parties in the main states that a candidate ought to come from within the constituency. And there are a number of candidates who I know are not from the various constituencies. And there are a number of candidates who have been ushered into the political fraternity, so to speak, and they are not, or they would not have been members of political parties for, let's say, over a year or so.
And not only that, many of them from a district outside who know nothing what happened in that district, who don't really care about that district. So then they say, oh, my MP they never see him. But he from our next constituency. He from Dego Martin and he fighting a seat in Siparia. I mean, what do you expect?
And you know why I say that to you? I remember when Paula Gopi-Skoon was the member of parliament for, I think it was Point Fortin.
Point Fortin.
Yeah, she was living in Port of Spain. And she offered that she did not have the time, the energy to service her constituency because of where she lived and to represent them. The same explanation was also given by one Peter Taylor, who today is campaigning with the United National Congress.
Yeah, and the problem is not with them, you know. The problem is not with them, you know. Is who vote for them. They tell you, I live in town, you know, but I want to represent you in Point 40, you know. But that's fine, you know. So you won't see me regular, and you go and vote for them. Take where you get.
All right, Chris. Well, I hear you, and thank you very much for your thoughts with us here this morning. You can call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. Those numbers again, 636-7547, 227-5739. Just as I digress our conversation here this morning, I just had a note in front of me here that this woman who is clamoring to come back home with the borders being closed, one Mrs. Pantin. Well, there are a group of citizens who are willing to assist Mrs. Pantin until the borders are reopened or until she is granted an exemption. Anyone who may know of any contact number for her, well, then you are asked to call Larry Sammy at 717-6758. I just thought I'd mention that to you this morning. But I would have stated my position on that with all of those nationals who are clamoring to return home according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, and he would have went at length to explain the situation. He said he knows and he understands it's quite an emotional and traumatic situation, but one has to look at what is in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. It's about saving lives. Lives before emotion. 975 FM. Let's go to some commercials here this morning. And okay, we have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yes, hello, morning.
Good morning.
I just want to make a comment
on
a political meeting of the PNM I heard last night. As a matter of fact, it was on several stations.
Yes.
That you couldn't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened is that there were several, I think 3 or 4 speakers. I listened to the PNM speakers. I think Gatsby Dolly was one of them, and another guy, JW. They all spoke about the success of the COVID and so on. Not one mention of Dr. Parasram. Now, later on, even the Prime Minister, in his address, in his own arrogant style, never paid any recognition to the efforts Dr. Parasram has made. Now, what was more particularly concerned me was the Minister of Health. His whole thrust of his meeting was thankfulness. And he thanked everybody, including the Prime Minister. Not one word of recognition to Dr. Roshan Parasram.
You know, my friend, I tend to agree with you.
Sorry?
I say I tend to agree with you.
No, I think Dr. Roshan Parasram was the fella who, he implemented all the measures. They had to go to him to invoke certain regulations to ensure the safety and so on. To me, I find, especially Terence Yal Singh, he showed a certain amount of ingratitude and selfishness, and these are not qualities we're looking for in a PNM government, because those are the same qualities going to be practiced on the electorate.
Well, I don't know whether it's...
you must have those qualities.
No, well, let me add my piece on it. I don't know whether it was deliberate or whether it escaped the Minister of Health. But when he went at length to thank all those who would have assisted the country or who would have offered their services to the country and whatnot, he even went on to thank Donna Cox, the communication minister.
Even Donna Cox,
but
who was just hosting the show.
Yeah, but he failed to give thanks to Dr. Roshan Parasram, a man who...
For instance, Mr. Kenrick.
Yeah.
For instance, Terence Yal Singh. He's sitting with the man every day during the period, the couple months, every single day. Everything Dr. Parasram, I'll put you on. He couldn't... That is selfishness and ungratefulness. And those are qualities we have to look for in politicians. And if they don't have that, they are going to practice the same qualities onto the people who vote to them. How will they be grateful to them? They'll exercise the same selfishness. That's just my view on it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Well, I listened to the meeting too, and when Terence Yal Singh, the Minister of Health, was actually giving kudos to all those who would have offered their services during this pandemic. It is still before us. I thought it necessary for him, yes, for him to actually acknowledge the efforts of one Dr. Roshan Parasram, and he did not do that. I don't know if it was an oversight or it escaped him, but I thought it was in very bad taste in these, and that's only my opinion. Let's take another caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
You know what took me back on that whole thing last time with this thing? When he named Donna Cox as the one who what?
Partner in crime.
Meaning that she's spearheading the charge. Like if she was the one who put the policies down together, she was just the one introducing people. So that kind of insensitive kind of behavior for the performance of your CMOH, who really did a human job in this country, that tells me the ingratitude and the shame, that the shamelessness in this country. Let me tell you something. When I was a little boy growing up, if your pants are well tear or your shoe have a hole, You're so conscious, people see that you're ashamed. The people are not ashamed now, you know. You check that how people behave, the way they carry on, the way they dress, the way they talk. People's like this word called shame, they wipe it out the dictionary. Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Chris, for your contribution with us this morning. It's just about 19 minutes up to the hour of 8 o'clock. Nicole, we have some callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning to management and staff of U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, especially to all the young ladies in the studio.
Why you have to refer to the young ladies, right? Huh?
Well, they're sexy and nice, and I mean, you must give compliments where compliments is due.
All right, well, I hear you. Go ahead, Larry. What's on your mind? Good. Yeah.
Kenrick, listen, this video that was circulating on Facebook with the 61-year-old Mrs. Panton. Yesterday, my brother-in-law from Fallville called me and asked me to do a favor by trying to get to... If anybody in Trinidad knows this lady and have a contact number for her, what happened, Kenrick, is this. There's a prominent business person from Trinidad who has a business in Fort Lauderdale. He saw the video, he understands the video, and he is willing, with a group of 60 other people in a group, a charitable group, and they are willing to take this lady out of that apartment, give her a place to stay, food, clothing, you name it, whatever, until the boat borders open. And I understand that Mrs. Panton wants to come home. But if at the particular time she has no money and nothing to go with, these group of people, good friends of mine, including my brother-in-law in Fort Lauderdale, they are willing to help this lady in the best way they can. So if anybody is outside there listening and they have an idea, this lady address or phone number that they can get in contact, we want to get it. We want to make an arrangement with her to go to meet someone who can take her up from that apartment, put her in a place that is more comfortable, where she will have people to talk with. She don't have to spend a cent, because we have realized that we as Trinbagonian citizens, we're trying to help each other in any way we can out of this country. So if anybody knows this lady and knows her number, please, you can get in contact with Kenrick. Kenrick, is it possible I can ask you to do that for me, please?
Yeah, sure. No problem, Larry.
Right? So we want to get help for this 61-year-old lady, and I get to understand she was a former radio talk show host as well, and she's in a very terrible state. So anybody knows Mrs. Stanton and her whereabouts in Miami and a contact number for her, please get in contact with 97.5 FM and transfer that number to me, Kenrick. I want to get some help for this lady. Please, please, please.
All right, Larry. Well, we thank you very much for your efforts there. Noble effort indeed.
Yes, Kenrick, certainly that's a very, very nice gesture, and I hope that they do get through and they get to meet, get in contact with Miss Panton.
All right, so we continue with our discussion here. Note that just after the 8 o'clock hour, we will be chatting with Fuad Abubakar,
that's right,
who is the political leader of the New National Vision.
And later on, before we close, we'll be doing an interview with a young guy. He is into music and he wanted a little bit of exposure. And we at U97.5, we thought that we should give him a little, give him what he's looking for.
Well, it's all part of our mantra here at 975 to give young people an opportunity.
Give young people a chance. That's right.
Showcase their skills. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
On the road again with U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Yes, we're back with our road shows. Be part of the U97.5 FM bandwagon as we bring you live broadcasts from locations throughout the country. Come enjoy our company with music, entertainment, and lots of giveaways. Stay with the U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for greater programming as we hit the road again.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline, Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Let's talk Guyana. Join us as we share news and issues coming out of Guyana, Mondays to Fridays at 11 a.m. right here on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. We got some more callers here on the line. You're with the morning program, the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Sir Kendrick, and good morning to your co-host.
Good morning.
Oh, my friend from Lower Aranguez.
Yes, man. We party, we on fire down in Batter down here, man.
I mean on fire. Well, we hot like pepper here too, you know.
Yes, yes.
The PM was in town last night, man.
Yes.
And both, they do the most agriculture. This morning I'm with Aguiar and he say, yeah, they do the most, they take my pump. You see, they call it the silly season, you know, this election. Now, all along, I going along that Mr. Smith lost his work as certain, you know, we get new evidence now. The boss have spoken, so we have to listen to the boss, right? Agree or disagree? But this morning, I want to kudos to Larry and his family.
Yes, very much so.
Those Trinidadians out in Miami Day. I know Trinidadians are very generous people, and I know it's just a matter of time for people to pick up on it because it have people stranded there 4 months now, correct? 4 months, people they know where the next meal coming from. So at least we in Trinidad here, we could do something for them across it. No problem. We ready and willing. Once Larry and them organize, we go help. We go talk to your family. They help. We have to help. Is your fellow human being, your countryman. But coming back to this morning when you put Mr. Bangville, no public relations on the radio station, okay? No PR. You want to call, you call and you make a discussion and you do campaign for nobody.
Because you see, there's a reason for that. If you want to campaign, look, we have a policy here.
Yeah.
You buy time and you can campaign.
I agree, yes.
You understand? Because you see, these political parties, they have the agents outside, and I make no apologies for saying this, They have the agents outside there who would call various radio stations and campaign for political parties. And these parties, when they get into government, they turn their back against, you know.
Yeah, because the point is radio time very expensive.
Yes.
Radio time very expensive. So if you could call and blah, 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 blah for 10 minutes, and your song good, well, all right, always, but I'm going to put a stop it, I'll be listening to remind you when anybody go over. Because this election, this is a different type of election. No meeting, no motorcade. You listen to the newspaper, you tune on the internet, and you could follow if you want to.
And another too, I am suggesting the callers outside here. Tell us, what are the issues outside here? Are the issues being articulated on the various platforms? Do you have hope for Trinidad and Tobago? What is the view of what is the policy of the People's National Movement as it relates to crime? What is the policy of the United National Congress as it relates to crime? This is what I want to get involved into the program. Don't call and talk about the UNC. Well, they would have done so, they would have done this, and they would have done that. The PNM would have done this and would have done that. No. I'm not going to engage that with you from now until the general election. Go ahead.
Kendrick, before the coronavirus come out in January, February, right?
Mm-hmm.
The economy was done in a shambles. The place was in a mess already.
Yes, that's right.
When you talk to small businessmen was barely brunt out there, but just this small, they know what you do take on a small businessman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the economy was already, yes, Corona take the blame because Corona look like it now start.
No, well, hold on. We're still into the second wave of the first hit, you know.
Yeah.
We haven't reached the second hit as yet, you know. We are just into the second wave of the first hit. Go ahead.
Right now in Australia, they get in only you just use a curve.
Mm-hmm.
Australia, half of Australia in lockdown now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this thing, these things are very serious. And when first world countries suffering, far as the second and third world countries, so they will just keep your fingers crossed and try and observe and do our best we could do because it is bad. It be frightening for our country to get this thing. Thousands of people dying there, thousands there.
All right, well, hold on. Let me challenge you here a bit. Yesterday we heard from the Patriotic Front, the Pandis, of course, that they will not be contesting any seat in the 2020 general election. Share your thoughts with me.
Well, I think they did the right thing because they wasn't organized as yet.
Mm-hmm.
And what they was looking for, the according to your words,
the oxygen.
The oxygen, it wasn't available.
Mm-hmm.
And election is an expensive business here.
Mm-hmm.
Election is expensive. So probably they thought they'd have come out and people are running. Nobody, I think, since the local election happened last year, the split vote is not an issue again in an election in Trinidad.
Quite true.
Yeah, so it's true. And I welcome two-party system. You don't like party A, you go with party B. If you don't like party B, well, you like the 30% of Trinidad who don't vote.
Mm-hmm.
30% population don't care to vote on election day.
Mm-hmm.
You could go and join that. But it must be two-party. Split vote. And who is split vote for? You want to vote for Abdullah?
Mm-hmm.
I want to vote for... No, sorry. It's two-party. If you don't like the government, you go against the government.
All right, I hear you. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Mr. Kendrick and Company.
Hi, good morning to you, sir.
Yes, this initiative that is Larry.
Yeah.
Right, is a good initiative. But I can remember a couple of years ago, I think it was last year or year before, something either Trinidadians wanted to help people, Trinidadians up in the States, our Trinidadian people up in the States wanted to help Trinidadians down here, and the government was against that initiative. They wanted to send containers or something like that with stuff. And the government was against it, and the people didn't get, so many lost their money or whatever.
All right, well, I'm not too sure as to what you're talking about. Are you saying that we had a challenge here in Trinidad, or rather some agencies or entities in the United States wanted to help us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and the government of the day would have refused it? I am not too sure of that, my friend, so I really cannot comment on it. All right? I'm very sorry. Yes, you're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. All right, I'm sorry to miss your call, but you need to call us back here at 636-7547-227-5739. Those are the numbers to get into our conversation. Hello, good morning. Welcome. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Kendrick. Morning, Nikhil.
Well, I thought you wasn't going to call this morning, boy.
No, well, I guess I told you tell Bank Village, no campaigning this morning. So I said, well, let me see if you call back and you want to campaign.
All right, I hear you. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
What I call about you did any interview after lunchtime again?
Yes, today I have lined up one Philip Alexander. He will be sharing some totitas with us just after the 12 noon. But after the 8 o'clock hour, I'll be chatting with Fuad Abubakar from the New National Vision.
I am going illegal. I'm going legal. Mm-hmm. But what I'm telling you that I like how you do the interview, and I want you to stay with that kind of interview you're doing. It gives you a sense of hearing. When you're interviewing the person, it gives you a sense of hearing. You might like the person, but the way you interview the person, it gives you a sense of hearing. But so I call it a congratulate you on that side.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you very much for the kudos.
Now,
Well,
let me tell you something.
yeah.
What the Prime Minister opened already?
Well, the Prime Minister said, well, oh God, you want me to go through all that again with you? Boy?
No, what he opened down there in Maruga?
He opened an agro processing plant in Moruga.
Right, okay. But Dr. Rambachan, he's in the people partnership, he opened one in Tabaki, right?
An agro processing plant, and not to my information, but I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Well, no, I thought you might have asked Anita this morning. Anita, he is it operating or he didn't operate in the case. But anyway, I really call it a congratulatory this morning on that situation. And I will be listening after the revelation dinner.
All right.
A few days again.
All right. Well, stay with us here. Stay with us here. Thank you very much. Well, let me remind you that in the coming weeks, as we head up to the 2020 general election, we will be touching base with a number of candidates to get their thoughts from various political parties to get their thoughts on the way forward as we look at what is in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Mr. Kenneth is me again.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Concerning they had some problems in Trinidad, or the Trinidadians they wanted to help one another. And the government tell them, Trinidad government, the guys in them had the containers and thing already. And the Trinidad government tell them, don't go, that can't happen. So mind when Larry them gather everything. The PNM government tell them that that's it.
All right. Well, I hear you, my friend. Look, I will try to get some more information as to what you are talking about, and I will share it with you a bit later on, okay? Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Caring for your last caller.
Yeah.
What he fails to understand is there's a group of people in Florida who's willing to assist this lady up there. It's not like we are sending something from here to there. A businessman, I think you know I don't want to say it on the air, but you know the prominent businessman, he's a Trinidad-based citizen. He has a prominent business, and he listened to the video, he watched it, and he cried out to get help with the group of people that he involved with, and they are willing to take this lady up from where she is paying that money every day, $40 a day as the case may be, to give her a housing for as long as it may be, to help her out. It's not like nothing going to leave from Trinidad here to go there. It's a group of people in a group that's helping people who in their situation such as this. So, for the last caller, nothing is leaving Trinidad and Tobago from here.
All right.
People is willing to help this lady up there to get her back in a proper state of mind. Have a good one.
Okay, Larry. Well, thank you very much for clearing that up with us this morning. Stay with us here. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. We're going up to the 8 o'clock newscast with Irma Ratan Singh, and when we come back, we'll continue. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper.
Please hang up.
Stay with us.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Irma Ratan Singh. Good morning. Government has spent $90 million on the Moruga Agro Processing and Light Industrial Park. This, according to Trade Minister Paula Gopi-Skoon, as she made the revelation at the opening of the park yesterday morning. Minister Gopi-Skoon said this park was the first of its type in the country.
Has invested just about 90 million in the park, and we've created close to 100 jobs in the construction phase, and even more jobs are expected when fully occupied. But more than that, we see this park as creating opportunities for business.
The trade minister said, as of yesterday, approximately 50 persons have shown interest in the park.
So the park, which is close to forests and fisheries and agricultural commodities, will provide leasable shared space at very low rates. The park consists of 11 developed land lots, 5 lots with purpose-built factory shells available for leasing like you are in now, while 6 are undeveloped and await further leasing.
The voice of Minister Schoon. Former Sports Minister Darrell Smith was not fired over allegations of sexual harassment. This was revealed by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley as he was addressing a People's National Movement meeting on Tuesday night.
Investigation of the Darrell Smith situation, there was no complaint before me and there was no document before me that had anything to do with sexual harassment. None whatsoever. I communicated with the lawyer who acted for the ministry, and the lawyer confirmed that in his document from the union, where the union complaint was made, and where he acted for the ministry, there was no complaint in there about sexual harassment. There were whispers outside, but in those complaints, none. But I will tell you, prime ministers don't have to tell you why they fire ministers or why they hire ministers. Don't have to. But tonight I will tell you why I fired Darrell Smith. I fired Darrell Smith for interfering improperly in the public service.
There has been controversy surrounding Smith's dismissal. At the time of the dismissal, there were reports of sexual misconduct in office, as well as a subsequent payment of $150,000. However, the Prime Minister explained what took place.
This is how it went. He did not want to continue hiring the woman because for reasons given to the PS, she was unsatisfactory in her job. The PS would have been told that, and the PS prepared the dismissal for the person. This is an officer who is serving at the pleasure of the minister, not being part of the public service. While working in the public service, this is a temporary position that ends with the minister's own term. And the minister could hire that person or could get rid of the person. Not capriciously, of course, but if he was dissatisfied, he could have done that. When he did that, and the PS put the letter of dismissal and put the complaints as made by the minister, a letter now exists about the person, unsatisfactory performance and incompetence. He then went to the minister, to the PS, and say, you can't do that. Take out the cause. Because if she go to get another job, that will act against her.
The voice of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Political parties are being warned that they must seek approval from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service for conducting motorcades as part of their election campaign. This as Police Commissioner Gary Griffith issued the reminder as election campaigning gets underway in preparation for the August 10th general election. Griffith also reminded the political parties that police will enforce the COVID-19 health regulations during the election campaign period to ensure the safety and well-being of all citizens. Political parties must submit written applications for the approval of motorcades. He reminded the parties of health protocols such as social distancing, which must be followed at all those participating in political meetings and walkabouts. Fire officers are yet to determine the cause of a fire which destroyed a house in Barataria yesterday. The house was located at the corner of 5th Avenue and 11th Street. Fire officers said the fire began at around 3 p.m. at the single-story structure. Residents saw smoke coming from the roof and called the fire service. Officers from the Ryson Road and San Juan fire stations were sent to the scene where they extinguished the fire. No one was hurt during the blaze. Meanwhile, in Chaguanas, fire officers
are investigating a fire which started in the kitchen of a food court at Price Plaza. The fire broke out at around 11 a.m. yesterday at the southern side of the kitchen of Tandoori Hut. Workers contacted the fire officers, but when officers arrived, staff and customers were evacuated. The cost of the damage as well as the cause of the fire are yet to be determined. No injuries were reported. 24-year-old Jamal Warner of Enid Street, Marabella, was charged with the 2019 murder of Damien Ho following advice received from Director of Public Prosecutions, Senior Counsel Roger Gaspard on Monday. He is the second man to be charged with the offense. According to initial reports, Damien Ho was at his Kitchener Street, Marabella home around 5:15 a.m. on Thursday, 14th November 2019, when two armed men entered the premises and shot him several times about the body. The assailants reportedly then escaped through the front door of the house. Jamal Warner was arrested on Thursday, 9th July in connection with the incident and charged with the offense by Homicide Bureau of Investigations. Regionally in Guyana, a court challenge has been filed to block the attempt by chairperson of GCOM, retired Justice Claudette Singh, to declare the winner of the March 2nd polls using the results of the national recount process. The new legal action, brought by a Tocqueville resident, contends that Singh can only make a declaration from the report submitted by the Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield, and that neither she nor the Commission can dictate to him what his report should contain. And internationally in India, flood disaster hits as at least 50 people have been killed and more than 2 million affected by heavy monsoon flooding in the northeastern Indian state of Assam. According to a BBC report, a video of a minister wading into muddy waters to rescue people has highlighted the plight of those hit by the floods. Heavy rains has submerged thousands of villages and hundreds of relief camps have been set up to shelter those displaced. A heavy monsoon in the region is common, but this year comes as India battles rising COVID-19 infections. And on to the weather forecast. There is a significant amount of Saharan dust in the atmosphere, and sensitive persons are asked to take the necessary precautions to protect themselves. Today will experience sunny and hazy conditions despite the showers in confined areas. There is the 30% chance of odd heavy showers or thunderstorms during the afternoon. Gusty winds and flash flooding may occur in heavy showers. Temperature is expected to rise to 33 degrees Celsius. High tides at 12:33 p.m., low tides at 5:33 p.m., sunset at 6:31 p.m. And that brings us to the end of the 8 a.m. news. Join us at 10 a.m. for a news update. I am Uma Ratan Singh, wishing you a safe and good day.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's School Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's School Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM. Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
Let's talk Guyana. Join us as we share news and issues coming out of Guyana, Mondays to Fridays at 11 a.m. right here on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Well, I'm just trying to line up an interview here with Fuad Abu Bakr. So we'll be chatting with him in about 5 minutes' time. So stay locked on for that interview. Should be a very interesting one indeed. Yes, you're with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. Our numbers here are 636-7547, 227-5739. Note that a bit later on tonight, or rather this evening, you can join Mukesh Baburam from 6 to 9 as he engage you with his program, Talk Your Talk. And then you can join Samaru Ramrup from 9 until 12 as he keep you entertained with some beautiful music here from our studio in Couva in central Trinidad. And look out for us. Yes, we'll be heading into your way in the northeast of Trinidad or sometime later on next month as we continue to build capacity, continue to engage you and touch base with communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It's all happening here on one frequency, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us, 975. As I try to get back again onto the line, Fuad Abu Bakr. Stay with us here, 975.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
It is back. Talk Your Talk is back. This is Mukesh Baburam inviting you to join me right here on U975 FM for the return of Talk Your Talk from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy your favorite segments and feel free to make your comments as we journey together. So join me, Mukesh Baburam, for Talk Your Talk.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained. Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
The glitz, the glamour. Are you wondering what's going on in Bollywood? Then join me, Nalisha Mohammed, on your afternoon rhythms, Monday to Friday on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for Bollywood entertainment. We give you the insight to movies, gossip, music, what's hot and what's not. Bollywood entertainment on your afternoon rhythms on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You're with the morning program. Well, yes, with me on the line now is Fuad Abubakar, who is the political leader of the New National Vision. We want to get some thoughts, his thoughts rather, on the election of 2020 and the role of the New National Vision. Let's take him live on air. Good morning, Fuad, and how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine, not too bad.
Okay. Well, we're heading into a very hectic, hot political season. Election 2020. Election 2020 is on the 1st of August, and a number of parties would have indicated their interest to contest the election. One such party is yours, which you lead, the New National Vision. Tell us, why have you thrown your hat? And when I say you, the political party which you lead, why have you thrown your hat into the ring, so to speak?
Well, we have been involved for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
We have contested 2 general elections thus far.
Mm-hmm.
We are committed to the belief that Trinidad and Tobago needs better than the PNM and the UNC. We are committed to the belief that if big financiers control our 2 major parties in our politics, then the small people, the average person, will not be served. And that is why we have stayed strong, making an earnest effort to present a solid option for the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, you speak of a solid option, and you would have just indicated that you would have contested 2 elections. What gives you that impetus, or what would have prompted you, knowing that you would have failed to attract the electorate in those 2 occasions, and now you are again throwing your hat into the ring? What gives you that confidence that you can make a difference?
Listen, you need to continuously build. Rome was not built in a day. People are more frustrated and fed up than ever. The electorate has been moving away from the PNM and the UNC for quite some time. And we are in conditions at this point in time where people are totally fed up of the PNM, and a lot are fed up of the UNC as well. And that is why analysts are saying it's a very close election. So, listen, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We are trying to inspire the young people who do not vote. We are trying to inspire the many people who are disenfranchised, who don't vote for any, even though they're not young. And that is a sizable portion of the population. More than ever this year, as political leader, I've been able to attract a lot of attention. And we are going to carry this into election 2020. We are going to do better than we have ever done before. And I predict that we are probably going to win 1 or 2 seats.
All right. Well, you have looked into your crystal ball. And tell me, Fuad, how many seats the party will be contesting and what seat you will be contesting?
We are contesting approximately 10 seats, but we are also in partnership with some other individuals who we support, like Mr. Errol Fabian. On nomination day, we will declare, obviously, all of our candidates within the New National Vision. But we will also see the candidates outside, independent and otherwise, we are going to back. So it's going to be a formidable force that is not just, the small party thing that people try to label to dissuade others from supporting you. And we are integral in some of the marginal seats as well. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but you would have indicated some time back, Fuad, that the party, the New National Vision, would have contested 21 seats. Why 10 seats now? Is it that you would have failed to attract the necessary support or the enthusiasm going forward?
Money is difficult. We have begged for the system to be changed, but the 2 big parties are leaving it that way, and they are opening up Trinidad and Tobago to corruption.
All right.
If you have to pay $5,000 for just your nomination fee, if you then have to pump thousands, hundreds of thousands, I'm seeing vehicles wrapped, I'm seeing big billboards, I'm seeing $100,000 ads on the TV. If you have to use that type of money, where's that money coming from? And then how are you going to pay it back? let's be real. Is this working in the favor of Trinidad and Tobago?
All right. Well, you represent, let's say, the young people, a new vision for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So too, Nikolai Edwards. What's your relationship with him? Because he would have indicated to us last week that he would have had discussion with other leaders of quote-unquote smaller parties. What's your relationship with him? And what are some of the thoughts that you all are sharing going forward to the 2020 general election?
Ah, boy, you have an inside or what?
Go ahead.
He's one of the independents. Well, he has a party, but I believe he's only contesting one seat.
Yes, that is San Fernando West.
Yeah, so he's one of the individual parties who we would be lending support to.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who has that strong ideology of people over power,
Mm-hmm.
who are interested in forwarding Trinidad and Tobago into a more progressive light, we will be giving them that support. So I can't wait till nomination day to tell people, boy, you're taking it out of my mouth.
All right, well, we talk about nomination day. Nomination day is on Friday. But I listened to one political analyst last night, and the fact, taken away from the two main political parties, the UNC and the People's National Movement, this analyst, his name escaped me now, would have been of the view that small parties, in essence, do not have a role in the integral politics of Trinidad and Tobago. Share your thoughts with me.
Well, who is he being paid by? Which political party?
Well, I don't know whether he was just expressing an independent thought, but the view is being bandied about, Fuad. That
I don't know much analysts who have independent thoughts in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are.
All right,
but so many of us are either one side or the next. We follow the money,
Mm-hmm.
but the people are not following the money. Our electorate,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the amount of people who have been coming out to vote, is very small. Like we saw in the last election, 35%. And then even when the UNC loses, they have a greater proportion of people voting for them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you break it down, you get 16% of the electorate choosing a government in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, that is not really democracy.
All right, let's shift gears here a bit, Fuad. You represent the new breed of politicians on the national landscape.
Correct.
And a number of inner city youths, you're talking about Port of Spain, inner city youths are very dissatisfied with the system, the way the country is being governed, and so on. What would you say to them, knowing that some of them are not too interested in, let's say, electoral politics and staining their fingers and what have you? What would you say to them?
I wouldn't just say to them. I would say to the entirety of Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're putting me in a certain direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying and I wish I could field candidates to the entirety of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm saying that across the board, young people
Mm-hmm.
are fed up. We understand the politics.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that type of politics. And I am saying to them, we have a vehicle for you to express that dissatisfaction. We have a vehicle where you can be part of. And to be very, very honest to you, we have been making extreme traction on the ground. You know, when you start to be politically effective, they put the mechanism of the state against you.
Mm-hmm.
They had to suppress the people very recently with some social unrest. They had to arrest me and give me some fake charges. Even the authorities at the moment are recognizing the power of the youth
Mm-hmm.
and our how fed up we are with the system and its neglect. So we are going to see tremendous changes 2020. We are going to see a mass mobilization of youth. We are going to see a mass mobilization of people who are tired of the what is. And the new national vision is going to shock people this election.
All right.
I hope we understand that.
Yes, okay, well, you talk about traction on the ground and the new national vision. Let me pose this question to you, Fuad. Do you have the endorsement coming from your father or more so the Jamaat al-Muslimin? Do they endorse you? Are they lending support to the new national vision?
Sure. So there would be a number of people from the Jamaat al-Muslimin who supported, including my father, the PNM and the UNC in the past. I'm sure you know the close relationship that Mr. Bazio Pandey and Imam Yassin Abubakar had. Of course, well, I have to say have, because when he called me 3 days ago, he said, make sure and tell my cellmate, I send my regards. You know, even the People's National Movement under Mr. Patrick Manning, you know the close relationship and the work that he did to help the People's National Movement win the elections in Trinidad and Tobago. So we are now working, my father, with his support, supporting the new national vision that is present and clear on the ground. I know a lot of people are not connected to the ground, and they think politics is in the media and in the big walkabout shows and stuff. But if you are on the ground and you understand what is taking place, there is a lot of changes.
All right, you talk about changes, and I want to pose this question to you as we shift gears. In recent past, there was an indication that you may have been, or you could have been, one of the candidates for the People's National Movement. That
Correct.
whole scenario would have now taken a different dimension. My question to you here is this. Having not been given a seat by the People's National Movement, would that have given you the necessary impetus and enthusiasm to move forward with the new national vision for the 2020 general election?
So they say all press is good press, right?
Yeah, good, beautiful, yes.
And myself and, you know, David Mohammed, we were courted by the PNM. Of course, you know how politics is. They wanted something in return. They wanted not just us, but also the Jamaat al-Muslimin to help them in the East-West corridor, where they are very shaky. And we said to them, listen, we have to be inside. We have to be able to make changes, and we have to be able to be part of the process to deliver to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And obviously, at the end, that did not happen. And that has given us a lot of impetus. That has concreted, because we spoke to the people before we made the decision, and they told us, listen, if all you're not inside, don't go and take no money to campaign, you know, because you get money before the election, and then after the election, 5 years of pain, that's what they say, you know, on the ground. And we followed what the people said. They kicked us out. They didn't want us, just like they don't want the people of Trinidad and Tobago to be involved in the actual process.
All right.
They want people who they could control. They want people who don't care about the people. They want people who are not independent.
All right.
So I've taken that impetus, yes, and we are marching forward with the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. Finally, before I let you go forward, how confident are you of retaining some seats for the United National Congress ahead of the election? So, for rather the new national vision, how confident are you?
The United National Congress on your mind?
Yeah, how confident are you? How confident are you?
We are going to make the difference in the marginal seats when we go and we campaign and we tell the people what to do, because they have been waiting on us. The grassroots areas in Trinidad and Tobago still look up to us. We have been working for 10 years as a new national vision, and we have been working for 50-something before, you know. I am very confident that Port of Spain South is going to shock Trinidad and Tobago. I am very confident, and you should follow Mr. Hines, how nervous he is and how shaky he is in his constituency. I am very sure that Lavantil West is going to reject him as well.
All right.
We'll see.
Okay, Fuad, and finally, you represent the voice of the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. You have been also been viewed as representing the vision and the voice of inner city youths. Should you emerge victorious in this general election, what are some of your immediate goals to address the issues and challenges of facing young inner city youths? What are some of what are some of the measures you want to introduce if you do win your seat in the upcoming election?
First, your introduction as one of the young leaders. I am now coming to recognize, you know, how important my movement is to those young people in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, Mr. Guy Griffith and other people claim that I organized, you know, they were saying it without saying it, this protest and all these things. I don't know how that is possible from behind prison walls, but I know what is needed in these communities. When I walk about, the first thing that people ask me for is a job. You know, can you help us to get a job? Young people want work. So we need to create the opportunities for those individuals to work. We want to move towards agriculture to diversify our economy. We want to have programs, and not just programs that will teach them and then leave them without the tools. We want to pair them with the land that is available. We want to pair them with the regeneration of the urban community. If you look at Port of Spain, our city, it is extremely dilapidated. The new national vision will push for the regeneration of Sealots, East Port of Spain, re-energize our city, make it attractive, rebuild it. And those people who live in those areas are the first people who we will employ to rebuild Trinidad and Tobago. You know, and that is what they want, and that is what Trinidad and Tobago need.
All right, Mr. Abubakar, thank you very much. Fuad Abubakar there, sharing some total. Thank you very much. Don't be a stranger. We'll chat again before the election is through, my friend. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much.
Okay. That's the voice there of Fuad Abubakar sharing some thoughts with us this morning in the lead up to the 2020 general election. He leads a party, the New National Vision. They are contesting 10 seats in the election, and his mantra is rebuilding Trinidad and Tobago, creating opportunities for the young people of this country. Let's take a commercial break at this time. Let me take a little breather, and when I come back, I'll touch base with you again right here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us. I'll be right back after these messages.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hello, I am Rajendra Ramprasad, your PNM candidate for Couva South. I ask for your support to take Couva South into government and to improve the quality of life for all of us. I have specific plans to create jobs, to improve agriculture, to revive Point Lisas, and to develop our infrastructure, also to enhance security. As a person born in Dow Village, California, and started my education at Esperanza Presbyterian School, I want to use my years as a successful businessman and a resident of Couva South to partner with you to make our communities better. I ask for your vote on August the 10th. Vote Rajendra Ramprasad, the right choice for a better Couva South. Vote PNM.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, Jesus is the answer.
Yes, please don't tune your dial. You're with 975 FM on Hot Like Pepper. Well, we're shifting gears, so to speak, here on the program this morning. And as Nicole told you this morning, part of our mantra here is to give young people an opportunity to showcase their talent. So we're taking away from the politics of the day, the current affairs of the day. And with me in the studio this morning is Kyle Baptiste. He's an artist. Yeah, not an artist. He's an artist. A young man who wants to showcase his talent. He's sharing the studio with me this morning until the hour of 9. And he has a new selection, a new ditty, so to speak, on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. Just want to play the selection for you. You can share your thoughts with me and we'll engage Kyle in conversation here this morning. Stay with us here. So this is just the instrumental version of this new song. It's coming from Kyle Baptiste, as I said, an artist who's trying to make a difference in the industry. So as we engage him this morning, and as we continue with the instrumental, I will invite Kyle to the microphone so he can lend some vocals to the selection.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, so my name is Kyle Baptiste, and this song is called Turning Up the Bass. It was originally written by myself, and I hope that you enjoy. So, love, yeah, love, 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 oh yeah, love, yeah, oh yeah, love. Listen. Somebody said that love is the game that I wanna play. So come give me it, and I've been so patient. I cannot wait for this loving again. Come turn up the bass like ooh, ooh la, ooh, ooh, ooh la la. Come a little closer, turn up the bass like ooh, ooh la la, ooh, ooh, ooh la la. Come a little closer, turn up the bass like la 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 la. Turning up the bass like la 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 la, yeah. Turning up the bass like la 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 la. Turning up the bass like la 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 la, yeah. Turning up the bass like. Turning up the bass like, ooh yeah, love. Turning up the bass like la 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 la. Turning up the bass like la 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 la.
Well, certainly it's a different version. Or when I say a version, it's different to what we would normally hear on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. Tell us, Kyle, what would have prompted you, or what would have been your motivation to write and produce the song?
Well, basically, when I say turning up the bass, I really mean then to turn on the mic or turn up then the music for me, because I've always been in the shadows of, you know, the songwriting and trying to get myself out there and all of that. So when I say turn up the bass, I literally mean like open the gate for me then and give me a chance to let the people hear what I'm about.
All right, you spoke about opening up the gates. Who are some of your role models in the industry?
In the industry, for one, Kes is one of my major role models. And also, we also have Nyla Blackman. We have, what is this guy name?
Okay, certainly Kes and Nyla Blackman.
Yeah, we have those.
you would have tried to, are you trying to copy their, let's say, a mode of music? Are you trying to copy them, or you want to chart and create an individual
I'm actually trying to keep it local but yet international, given because my genre that I'm really into is really soul music, and you know, here locally we don't really produce much soul music and all of that, so I'm trying to mix the soul with the soca and call it more soca soul then.
Okay, is this your first piece, or you have other recordings?
I have a lot of other recordings, but this is actually my first piece live here on this interview. So yeah, this is my first time doing all of this.
Yeah, as I said, but what would have prompted you to get into the industry? This is a very volatile and a very what you call an industry that is very aggressive. What would have got
my love
you?
for music? I can't answer that no other way but saying that my love for music is what really kind of like brought me, because even back at age 10 I realized and I discovered that I have a connection with just hearing like different instruments and different beats and all of that. I realized that it spoke to me in a different way, where I had to get a pen and a paper and like put it down, pen to paper, and just say what was coming to me then.
So you have a tendency to gravitate towards what you call conscious music as opposed to
you could also say that conscious music, reggae vibe, we have local vibe, we have that whole mixture there. It's like a whole concussion of everything else then.
Kyle, tell us, where do you reside? Do you reside? Where in Trinidad do you reside? And your thoughts on the music that are coming out of various artists. What do you think of the music today?
Well, I am from Couva area. Yeah, I live with my mom. And for the music industry, well, we have been, from over the time, I noticed that it has been growing and elevating to a higher, level where everybody is really giving their all and trying their best to make their lyrics as relative as possible.
But you want to go international, and what are some of the challenges that you are experiencing right now? What are some of the obstacles which you may want to cross? What are some of the hurdles that you have to cross?
I would just like for the people of music that have the ear to hear what it is I hear, to be more open-minded then, and accept, just be open to new music, because we're so accustomed to the local stuff that we think that this is the limit then. And I don't believe in limiting. I believe that we could reach even further and just open up, because we have this tendency to like follow the foreigners, and it's only until they give approval of something then we want to follow it. I actually want us to be the leaders.
All right, this selection which we are hearing in the background, can you tell us a bit about this? What would have inspired you? For who would have, you indicated you would have written it, but I want to get where did this inspiration come from?
Well, it came from me just sitting by myself, really, because to the intro of my song, I was saying that somebody said that love is a game, and when I refer to love, I was speaking about music, where they say the music industry is more or less like a game where you get you have to either it's always a cheat, it's always a game where people exploit you and kind of use you for what you have and all of that. So when I say love is a game, I said that I want to play, because even though that the people, use you into some point, I still want to play, because I know that the love I have for music, they are not allowed to, because they can't take that from me. That was natural. That's something I'm born with.
All right. Well, let's hear a bit more of this selection, and I want you to, lend some vocals to the selection.
Okay. So, oh, I can see the sun dancing in the rain. If we ever die, we gon' die with this. We can hear the cry from a million miles. Turn up the bass, turn up like la 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 la. Turning up the bass like la 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 la. Turning up the bass like la 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 la. Yeah. Turning up the bass like la 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 la. Turning up the bass. There's a brown girl in the rain, sha la 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 la, and she looks like a sugar plum. Yeah, there's a brown girl in the rain, sha la 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 la, and she looks like a sugar plum, like a sugar plum. Yeah, and turning up the bass.
Of course, please don't tune your dial. We are with 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, the morning program. I'm sharing the studio here this morning with Kyle Baptiste, a young and upcoming artist who is trying to make a name for himself, showcasing his skill this morning. Kyle, give us a brief projection of your background thus far, your inspiration into music.
music and all of
You
that.
also indicated who are some of your role models and what have you. Where do you see yourself in, let's say, the next 4 or 5 years?
My long-term goal is to just see those bright lights on a grand stage with the biggest crowd ever, with them just feeding off of my energy and relating to my music. I just want to see that dream come true. That's my biggest aim ever right now, to be the next representative of Trinidad and Tobago, to make it major and, as I said, international.
All right, well, that's the voice there of Kyle Batiste, sharing some thoughts with us this morning. As I said, a young man, good head on his shoulder, trying to make a difference in the industry. He gravitates towards soul and conscious music this morning, and he has this ditty which we've been playing for you for the last 10 minutes or so. I urge you to lend this young man all of the necessary support as he tried to make a difference in the world of music. Kyle, again, we want to thank you very much for dropping by in our studio this morning.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Okay.
Let's get, before we end our program, a bit more of the vocals of the song.
La 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 love, la la la, la 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 love, la 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 la, yeah. Turning up the bass, yeah, la 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 la, and we turning up the bass. Listen, somebody said that love is a game, but I wanna play, so come give me it. And I've been so patient, I cannot wait for this loving again. Come turn up the bass like ooh, ooh la. Ooh, ooh, ooh la la, come a little closer, dance to the bass like ooh, ooh la la, ooh, ooh, ooh la la, come a little closer, dance to the bass like la 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 la. We're turning up the bass like la 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 la, yeah. Turning up the bass like la 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 la. Turning up the bass like la 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 la, yeah. Turning up the bass like.
Well, the voice there of Kyle Batiste, a young artist, showcasing his skill on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper this morning. Kyle, as again, we want to thank you very much for being with us this morning.
It was a pleasure.
And it was a pleasure hearing you. I love to give young people an opportunity to actually market their skills and showcase their skills. Those is all part of our mantra here at 975. Good morning to you and all the best in your career.
Same to you all. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, as we continue with our program here this morning, oh my, it's just about 6 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock, and it's about that time where we bring the curtain down on today's edition of the morning program. Let me say a very special good morning to all those wonderful folks outside here in North Carolina. Thank you very much for all of the interest you would have shown to us here at 975. And Nicole, thank you very much for introducing us to this young man this morning, Kyle Batiste. Certainly adding some color to our program this morning.
Yes, very much talented as well.
Yes, very much talented. Well, folks, on that note, yes, it's about time we say our final goodbye for the day and invite you to join us again tomorrow just after the 6 o'clock hour. Let me say a very special thank you to Anita Haynes, the Public Relations Officer of the United National Congress, for sharing her thoughts with us this morning, and also to Fuad Abubakar, the political leader of the New National Vision. A young man who's trying to make a difference in Trinidad and Tobago. Stay with us, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Good morning to you people. Good morning. Take care of yourself. You can join me again tomorrow just after the 6 o'clock hour. I am Kenrick Juggernaut.
And I am Nicole Dookie.
Do have a safe and blessed day. But I leave you with this for a while.